So, you're probably wondering what's about to happen here, and I can just tell you one thing for certain is, you know, he is looking at me, I'm looking at him, and I'm about to do something that I should not be allowed to do anymore. Just look at the chat. Yeah, that number says correctly, 201 damage to the body, and that's the maximum a guardian is allowed to have. And it's actually really simple to do this, and let me show you. I've been doing some research and I figured something out. So, I went to do a PM the other day, or yesterday, thank you for the people who chose to help me, but I figured out something. Gunpowder Gamble cannot do over 120 damage. Shield Toss cannot kill one person with two tosses, and Sanguine Alchemy is actually broken, whether that's with the Ariana's Vow, Le Monarch, or now high impact snipers with high impact reserves. So, let me go over each and single step I went through because I learned a lot from this. So, I started with unflinching. That's what I started off with. So, I was wondering, how can I make myself barely flinch at all? So I went through a few things. I started first off with the lowest resilience you could have and the lowest stability you can have on a gun. I just wanted to see what it looked like without, any resilience. And then after that, I spec'd a little bit more into it. I got myself Omnioculus on Void Hunter, so that gives me resilience when I'm in my invisibility. I give myself 100 reso. I give myself double kinetic unflinching and 90 stability. And let's just say, it also has Eye of the Storm, so when I'm weak, you're gonna notice I flinch less as well. But you're gonna notice that I am barely flinching. I can easily shoot through this without any issue. And especially if you compare it to the first one. And so on after I went over to Gunpowder Gamble, I was playing around with that a little bit, and I realized that there's just nothing special about it unless I really do something goofy. And it's like, yeah, it's a free grenade that does 120 damage, so I mean, it's not bad. And also you can detonate it anywhere you want, you can just shoot it out of the air, remember? And then after that I went on Sentinel Titan to try to test out some Sentinel things, but it didn't really work out that either. So I'm probably just gonna swap to Warlock and show you the gameplay there, because that's when the crazy stuff started.
Nico, why don't you just put down a Bastion barricade?
So I'm guessing we all know about this magic trick by now, where you can make everyone explode, right? I mean, it's not really been changed, and neither has the slide Warlock with, Dead Messenger. But I remember someone telling me whenever the exotic changes rolled out that Sanguine Alchemy can one-shot with Le Monarch, or Le Monarch can one-shot with Sanguine Alchemy. And I was like, there's just no way this is the case because no one's using it. Like, what, are people stupid? So I was curious and went to try and test it out myself. If you think Le Monarch is balanced though, I want you to just watch this and take this in you. Okay, sure. It doesn't do 201 damage like I'm about to show you in a little bit with a sniper, but it definitely does 196 damage. And you need to think about it. Le Monarch has poison, right? So the 196 damage is still gonna kill you, even if you have 201 health. Because, yeah, the poison will kill you. And I know the reason they're taking 196 is also because they have a child on them. They only do 182 normally, but it's still a lot of damage. And thinking that I have to be on Void and kinda have to be using the Child of the Old Gods, I'm gonna proc Devour. And then on top of that, if every time I proc Devour and get a kill, I get, I refresh my health. I get max health again, instantly. And that's the same thing if I get weak. I will get an overshield and full health instantly. Now just think about how strong that is, right? That is really strong. And Le Monarch gives you that for free. But I tested it with Ariana's as well, and you can see how that goes. So since Solar Warlock doesn't actually have any souls of some sort, like Arc Soul or Void Soul, they can't actually one-shot people. And with Arc, you would have had the possibility where you could have the Arc Soul shoot them one time and kill them. And on Void, you would have the possibility of the Void Soul going on top of them and just draining their health away. And Solar doesn't have that option, so as you can notice, I do 196, and if they have passed the resilience tier, I literally can't one-shot them. But now, let's get in why I'm even making this video. It's because I found my new favorite sniper archetypes. I'm actually going to show this on screen. I'm going to be talking while showing this time. So D2 Foundry has a lot of different weapons. There's a lot of snipers to choose between, and I can show you this real soon. But there's a very important thing you need to proc in is sniper rifles, frame, it has to be an aggressive frame, and trait, it has to have high impact reserves. And as you can see, we're left with 3 options. One of them is locked behind, an event. The other one is locked behind Gambit, and the third one is locked behind PvP. So, the one I want is the Alberta D. It's a 45 zoom sniper, and you can get your hands on it with high impact reserves and elemental capacitor. And since you have to be on arc for this to even work, you're gonna have 76, guess what? Handling. And when you think about it, that's a lot of handling. And what you would do as well on top of that is backup mags, so you will spawn in with 2 shots, and both those 2 shots will be able to one-shot, as long as you're in the rift, of course. But this sniper is goated. This sniper is so good. Look at it. Maybe I would go with Stability Masterwork. I don't know yet. But this is a sniper I really want, and you can see why I would want this. It does one-shot people, which is absolutely absurd. But like Frozen Orbit and Macabre don't really have that many good perks. Like, at least you would get snap, high impact on this one, but on these two you have to build into handling on Frozen Orbit. So this is probably something I would go with, and you have to use backup mag with either a pendant or extended mag. It's actually a must if you want this to work as well as it works. So Macabre has snap, high impact. Alberta has elemental capacitor with handling and high impact, and then Frozen Orbit, I would go with Firmly Planted and High Impact. I really like Firmly Planted because it gives you a really good stability and handling boost, so it's not really that bad. But anyway, let me show you actually what this weapon can do. So, if you watch this clip here, my first bullet doesn't do it because I don't actually have the roll I'm after. I only have +2 in my mag. I have only +1 in my mag. I don't have a pendant or extended mag on my Frozen Orbit, so that's a little bit of a bummer. But what I do have is, the last bullet. It's gonna do the same damage. It's gonna do 201 every time, and it's actually insane. Anyway, you guys are gonna see me use this a lot forward, but I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys around.